Hi, I'm Gary Amoroso, Executive Director of the Minnesota Association of School Administrators. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. I want to start off talking about the 2018 legislative session. The session began on Tuesday, February 20th, and we're off and running for another year. One of the most important things we're waiting for yet as we start this session is the February forecast to determine what kind of resources, if any, are available to the state to spend. You may recall that the November forecast produced a $188 million deficit moving forward. That caused a lot of concern. We're now hearing that when the forecast comes out in the next 2 weeks, that we may actually have a surplus. We're hearing anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion. That's good news. Now, before we get too excited, we've got to remember that one of the most important things that the legislature and governor must come together on during the session is to create a tax conformity bill which would have the Minnesota tax system come into alignment with the new federal tax system. From what I understand, that could cost hundreds of millions of dollars to create that conformity. That needs to happen, and so with whatever number we see for a surplus, we have to keep in mind that probably a significant part of it is going to have to go to create the tax conformity alignment between the federal tax policy that was adopted recently and the tax policy for the state of Minnesota. With that in mind, we will, as we have over the past many years, follow the House and the Senate Education Finance and the Education Policy Committees. Those committees, in fact, start meeting today, and we're excited to start that process. We have our first region coming to the Capitol next week, and I want to thank the regions in advance for the members that are going to be able to get to the Capitol over the course of the next couple of months. Your advocacy, your voice is paramount for our legislators to hear. So when your opportunity is provided to attend, please do what you can to be at the Capitol to advocate. When we do our all calls, our red alerts, our action alerts, please make sure you take a few minutes either to call or to email your legislators and to provide them with the talking points that we will give to you anytime we ask you to do an action alert update. We will give you talking points. With that, I also want to mention that the spring conference is right around the corner, March 8th and 9th at the Minneapolis Marriott Northwest. We think we're going to have a great conference. We want to thank the almost 200 members that have already provided their registration for the conference, and hope that you, if you have not yet done so, have an opportunity to go to the website, www.mnasa.org, fill out the registration materials, housing, and be a part of the conference. We are going to have up to 80 exhibitors that'll be there to work with you. We're going to have great general sessions. We have breakout sessions. We have an ed camp. We truly have a conference that we think will provide you with an opportunity to learn as well as to spend time with your colleagues. So we look forward to seeing you at the conference in Minneapolis. The last thing I want to mention today is in reference to the situation that many of us are facing now in the state as a result of the shooting last week in Florida. Once again, we saw tragedy. Once again, we saw our students, our youth, put in harm's way. I know that I've received calls from many of you over the last few days about the potential for the students participating in student walkouts that are being planned around the country over the course of the next couple of months. My recommendation is that you work closely with your students. Have the conversations, get a handle on what you believe the students are wanting to do, work with them so that if in fact students participate in a walkout, there's a clear understanding of what that means to the students and to your district. Make sure that we provide a safe environment for our students to participate in these activities if they choose to. And I also ask you to work with your teachers and with your community on this type of situation. Each district, each community's got to decide how to handle this. I don't think there's any one right or wrong answer. And so I think it's important that you communicate constantly with your students, with your staff, with your community on how you as a school district will approach this type of situation moving forward. With that, I thank you for everything you do every day. I appreciate your work. Please feel free to contact me if I can be of service. 651-319-1211. Thank you.